All right, guys, happy Monday, December 2nd, coming to you off of the heels of our Thanksgiving week. My birthday, my mom's birthday is tomorrow, so I got tons to be grateful for. And I just want to say thank you guys for sending me your messages, your videos, and thank you for personalizing this. And here's what I want to say for everybody. If you're the person, which I highly encourage you be this person, that is going to send personalized videos to somebody on their birthday, please don't send a stock video that you have stored in your phone that says, "Hey, I was just thinking about you and I wanted to send you this video," with no name. I know how that shit works. All right. I get it. You're trying to be efficient, but if you want to be personalized with your messaging, then make your messaging personalized. All right. I'm not hating on it, but I am hating on it a little bit. If you're going to do it, make sure that it is a personal message from you. But anyways, had a great birthday, had a great holiday. Hopefully you guys did as well. Your bellies were full, your souls were full, and you made sure to go to the gym the days after to get all that butter and all that sugar out of your system. So here we are, December 2nd. I'm coming to you feeling very, very excited. I'm going to have somebody bring us out on the field as always, and then we're going to get into some wins, and I got some thoughts for you guys, and then we're going to start diving into our databases. And so let's see who I have on camera this morning. All right. It's going to be you, Patrick. Patrick with the beanie cap rolled up. I think that's only a Bay Area thing because when I go to places where it's actually cold, they don't do that. All right. So, Patrick, I'm going to go to you. I'm going to have you bring us out on the field on this amazing morning. So, my man, my brother, let's go ahead and have you share your sentiment with us this morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. Hope everyone's doing good. I hope everyone had an amazing weekend. Just want to keep, just want to motivate everyone. New day, new week. Christmas is coming. But business doesn't stop, right? So let's just keep kicking the can. And yeah, sorry, I just literally just woke up right now.
Okay, good. You're here.
I can a little slow morning right now, but I'm getting my gears running up right now slowly. So
And listen, if this is where you start to get the motor started running and the train moving down the tracks, I'm grateful for that. So thank you for being here. Thanks for being present. So you guys, let's get right into this. I want to get 3 to 5 people to share maybe a personal win and a professional win from last week. Obviously, you spent some time with your families. Maybe you healed a relationship that needed a little mending, or you were able to get a wonderful family and a contract during the holiday week. So you need 3 to 5 people to share their wins from last week. So who's got something for me? Go ahead and throw your hands up and let's get 3 to 5 people. I'll go ahead and start out with wins as well as, wins, personal and professional this week. So I got 2. I need 3 more. Go ahead and throw your hands up. We'll get in the queue. Let's go, Elias. Start this thing off this morning. Share with us your wins.
All right, good morning. So my personal win is that I have been struggling with my fitness journey, right? I keep getting injured. Let me see. Can you hear me? Because somehow it's telling me.
Yep. Loud and clear.
Weird. So I was able to do my sit-ups today flawlessly. I was like, yes, I can feel myself getting stronger. My knee, I started physical therapy. So wow, it's just certain stretches that we're targeting. I would have never. That's why you go to physical therapy. But those stretches are actually helping me be a little more fluid. So I'm able to like do squats and I can actually crouch, whatever, like really go down. So that's my personal win. I'm really happy. I'm still going at the gym. I haven't been posting a lot, but that's because I did kind of fell off like twice a week instead of going 3 times a week. Now on a work win, I got a Zillow lead, and those are hard, right? For anybody that gets those are super hard. Well, I got a transfer call, and the lady sounded pretty. She was just really in a bad place, and I said, "Hey, you know what? Let's just meet up. Let's just talk. No business. Let's just talk." And so I met with her, drove all the way to Panera and Concord. We sat there for like 2 hours, just being human. And then I get the text like, "Hey, I'm going to send you my information to my attorney. I think that we have something going on here." So I was like, sweet. So I didn't really go on a listing appointment, but I went kind of like an interview for the seller. And I think the gears are going in motion. So nothing concrete yet, but being human, it really does go a long way. So
Okay, so let's just back up for a second. So you get a call from a Zillow seller, so not a flex
right.
lead, so a Zillow seller.
Yeah.
So instead of saying, "Oh, there's no opportunity for us in a business relationship," let me at least meet you. Let me hear a little bit more about your situation to see if there's something I could do. If it's not now, maybe it's down the road.
Yeah, because she said, hey, I'm going through a divorce and we already have attorneys. I mean, excuse me, agents, but I'm just trying to find out like what my property is worth because my ex is taking care of this. And I said, hey, it's the holidays. You know what? Let's just talk. Let's just talk as, woman to woman and kind of, connected with her. And I was like, you are doing a good job. You're doing your due diligence, right? So you looked out and you seeked out counsel, you seeked out wisdom and help. So let's just talk about it. And I know there's other realtors on the playing field, but as far as her, she's like, I connected with you. You gave me information. I brought my laptop just in case, because I didn't want to be that commission breath type of a person, right? Until she was ready to hear it, like an hour and a half deep into it, she's like, what do you think it's worth? I'm like, well, it's, whipped out the computer and just took it from there. And like I said, no pressure. I know what's up. I know that there's other realtors and your husband has whatever, but I would say that because you called Zillow and you don't know who I am, you can actually put me in there and say, hey, this is a neutral party, no non-biased. I don't know her, you don't know her. Let's just kind of meet in the middle and go with her expertise.
Wow, I absolutely love this because, especially at a time like that, when it's a very, very emotional time for the consumer, they just need a voice of reason. And sometimes it's like, let's fold our books up, let's put away our brochures, let's put the laptop away, and let's just talk to these people. That's what they need, and that's what you provided. And great things will come from this relationship. So I absolutely love it. And especially this time of year when the holidays are going to be even harder going through a divorce. And so really, really good stuff. I appreciate the win, the personal and professional. So really good stuff. Jakara, let's go to you. And you guys, I got 2 more spots. If you want to share a win, please throw your hand up. I know you have something to share, and please do not be shy. Get involved in this conversation. Gabrielle, you'll be on deck. Let's go, Jakara.
Well, good morning, everyone. So my personal win, I've become more consistent with my workouts too. Because man, I fell off completely. So I've been doing that for about a good week now, consistently every single morning. I feel really good. Ironically, when I did send out my video, Elias, my non-personalized one, I actually ended up, my friend, I didn't know that but his grandparents like owned a house like on the Taco Lake shore. So he then like called me. He was like, "Bro, did you just send me a pre-recorded video?" I said, "Don't be calling me out on that." So we literally started cracking up on the phone for like an hour and a half about everything else on top of that. And then we ended up talking about real estate though. Come to find out, he wants to remodel his house or their house because I guess he's one of the people on the deed. So they're like about to be 90. They are okay with like they want to move to like an apartment and like give him the house. And he's like, I want to show you my house and like do renovations and like potentially sell it probably like in a couple years. I was like, okay. He's like, do you want to come? He's like, I want you to come see it so you can come see my vision. So I was like, okay. So it actually ended up turning into real estate, ironically. And he's like a friend that always cracks me up. Like you never take him serious because he just laughs all the time. So I didn't know that he even had that like up under him. But yeah, so it ended up working out work-wise, personal. Yeah. So I got
Listen,
something out of that video,
I,
Elias.
I appreciate it. It wasn't as blatant as another one that I got from somebody that I've met one time. Yours wasn't as obvious because it started out with, "Hey, you." Literally, it said, "Hey, you." Like, okay, bro. Like, I know what's going on here. I appreciate the attempt, but if we're gonna personalize some shit, let's personalize this stuff. But I love this for you. I love that it led to a positive business relationship, and great job getting back on the fitness. You guys, as you guys know, I'm nursing an injury. I'm in physical therapy right now. I'm not supposed to work out, but for the last 8 days, I haven't missed the gym. And now my gym workouts are a little bit different. It's 45 minutes of stretching with a band, and then sauna, and then steam room. And now I'm released to ride the bike for 5 minutes a day. And of course, I'm going for 10 minutes, but I'm still not injuring myself. But every single day, I find a way to sweat. And even if it's or if it's like self-inflicted, meaning sitting in the steam room or the sauna, like I'm doing it no matter what, because I know if I don't at least sweat, I'm going to feel shittier, especially after Thanksgiving. I'm like, oh man, I got to find a way. I'm sitting in the sauna until I cannot stand it anymore. So Jakara, absolutely love that. Let's go to Gabby. Ilona, you'll be on deck. Aaron, Chris, and now look at all the hands up. I love this. Let's go, Gabby. Thanks, you guys.
Good morning. I guess I'm going to start with my business win. I finally got my buyer pre-approved after working with him for 2 years. He has been pretty much since I got my license talking about buying a house, and like this time I was like, I'm not doing anything until you're pre-approved. And he went and got pre-approved. We're getting the BRBC signed, um, all of that stuff. So we're going to start looking. As far as personal win, I've also joined a gym and I'm working with a trainer. And yeah, so I have like a fitness plan in place now. And yeah, I'm going for it as well because I do realize how important it is. And this one's like business and personal, is I didn't realize how much I isolated myself for so many years, even on like social media and stuff. Like people would respond to things and I wouldn't respond back. And now I am responding and I'm like really genuinely reaching out to people, and I'm seeing a really good positive like turnout from that. And I'm like doing a different approach than like just randomly reaching out and being like, hey, do you know anyone that wants to buy or sell? Because that felt super uncomfortable to me. So now I'm just genuinely like engaging in people's posts and like reaching out to people, and it's working. So I'm really excited about that.
I really appreciate you sharing this. You have to imagine if somebody says hi to you or comments on your sweater or comments on Ophelia's shirt or Vernon's, hat or whatever the case is, and then you don't say anything back to them in real life. That's kind of rude, right? It's kind of rude, right? Ophelia, I love your sweater. It's rude. It's just rude. It's social for a reason. We need to make sure that if you post something, which the idea is for posting, I want to get some type of engagement, that you're reaching back out. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Even if it takes a couple days, go back and respond to every single person and at least say hi to their wave. So I appreciate that. I saw a video yesterday and I feel that it was spot on. It's from Gary Vee. He says that social media, when obviously social media was created, it was to create our circles, meet more people, engage with people, and be super, super social. Well, over the next couple years, he had an approach and a thought on this, and he said that social media will start to take the shape of interest media, meaning that now when you look in your social media right now, when you open it up, the algorithm is speaking directly to what your interests are, right? If you guys know me, I shop at Built, the 30% off. I'm getting all these ads, like a ton of motivational stuff, fitness stuff, mindset stuff, like I get all these things that are directly based on my interests. And so before it was for us to build our social networks, but now as we develop, you guys are seeing it firsthand in your own social medias, it's interest media. And so what's important for you guys to think about as you guys are growing and as you guys are building, well, what are the consumers actually needing from me right now? Where do I live? Where do I serve? What's going on? What are the new opportunities in my city? What are the new restaurants, the new points of interest, new builds? I saw this video yesterday in San Diego. I'm from San Diego. They're doing a giant redevelopment of a place called Chula Vista, it's on the water, but it's been completely industrialized for years. They're bringing in the Gaylord, which is one of the largest hotels in Texas, giant, and convention center, and they're revitalizing the whole waterfront. This project has taken years, and I saw that because I have buddies obviously still in San Diego. I'm like, that is such good content. So you guys have to start thinking like, what do my consumers need from me? It should be something that is specific about your area, about events, things that are going on. And think about that as you're starting to build and you're looking at your social, because that speaks directly into the interest. Yeah, I'm interested in finding a place I can go take a family of 5 and go and walk, along the waterfront and not have to spend a ton of money. So start thinking about that. I really appreciate that sentiment, and make sure that you guys are engaging with the people that engage with you. That's 101, right? Say hello to the people that said hello to you. Let's go, Ilona. You're up next, and then Aaron, Chris, you are on deck.
We went on a listing appointment a couple months ago. It was a Zillow seller and beautiful house in Clayton. I think it's going to probably list for 1.5. I thought it was a good listing appointment. She invited us to go to her favorite restaurant down the street. So we went and she came, but she didn't eat with us. We just, ordered food and we wanted her to come. She came just to talk and hang out and left before we actually got our food delivered. And it was kind of, she wasn't sure what she was doing yet. She's thinking about getting a divorce. She wants to move to Hawaii. Well, I got a phone call last week and she said, I am ready to do it. I talked to my husband. We're going to get a divorce and I want to list my house in end of January or February. And I want you girls to do it. And so that was pretty amazing. I mean, we're still waiting to have her sign the listing agreement because she's in Hawaii and we're still working out the details. But for her to circle back with us and, really feel ready to pull the trigger and then have us in mind felt really great. Because at the time, it's like, kind of sucks to walk out of there without something signed. But then feeling like good about it and continuing to follow up. And it actually resulted into something that is going to be really great because it's a beautiful house in Clayton. I think it's going to go for 1.5. It is stunning. And it was Zillow. And so it's just about staying connected and following up and also not giving up. Like if you're not walking out with the listing agreement at the moment, it might not be all dead. And so I think that's what's important for me to remember is that follow up, unless someone tells you to fuck off, follow up. And you know what I mean? And so that was a huge win. And I'm also back to working out. So that feels really, really good.
You guys, I absolutely love this. Sometimes a consumer just needs a little bit more time and they need that patience and they need you to demonstrate that type of patience. But you guys are hearing a theme here, and I'm sure you've picked up on this. In order to be at the highest level of achievement in life and business, you have to make sure that fitness is a part of your journey. You have to, right? And I'm going to say that until the end of my days, you guys, and prove me otherwise. Prove me otherwise, right? Prove me otherwise. Tell me a time where you worked out consistently and felt like shit, right? You felt like shit. Maybe if you hurt yourself, hurt your knee or something, I get that. That's different. But tell me a time that you worked out consistently and you released endorphins and dopamines and you felt like shit. If you're going to be a high achiever in 2025, which I anticipate each of you are, and that's why you're here, then you have to put some type of fitness in your routine and don't sleep on yourself. Really, really good stuff. Appreciate that contribution. Let's go to Aaron Chris, then Jessica Segura Hernandez, and then we'll keep rolling. Let's go, Aaron.
So this week was actually cool. I've been trying to do that, what you said about would you get fired if you were working your 8-hour job? And so I've been approaching things a lot like I did when I was working as an underwriter, sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day. It's a little bit more movement and stuff, but with all that, the listing I had in Oakland went into contract and went pending the day before Thanksgiving. And then I thought like the day after Thanksgiving was gonna be all chill. And then my phone was blowing up, people referring me stuff. One guy that I had been working with since I started, like I've worked with this guy when I was a lender, trying to help him repair his credit. I met him at a builder community in like 2021 or something like that. And so I've always kept in contact with him, just keeping him on his game to improve his credit. And I thought he was going to be there when I first started with the team, and he was like my number one prospect in follow-up boss and all that stuff. And his credit was still bad. Well, he finally got everything together, got a letter to me, and we wrote an offer on this weekend as well, his first offer. So that was pretty cool. And then a lot of people just wanted to get showings and things like that. So it was it was one of those things where you see kind of almost a direct reflection of consciously putting yourself in a position you've been in before. If anybody's worked a 40-hour job, you know what it's like to be in traffic, to get to an office at 8, leave at 5, have your hour break. And in this, it's sometimes difficult because, you don't have a boss like punch in, do this and that. So you're kind of floating around. And when you make a conscious effort to, if you will, clock in metaphorically, then it seems to be paying off. So that was a business win. And then on a personal win, I mean, I got some time with my oldest daughter. She brought a couple of friends from college, and we had Thanksgiving with the girls. So that was the first time that we had some college kids at the house for Thanksgiving. And I
Love
was
it.
initially, because my mom went to Kansas, I was initially thinking, oh, I'm gonna just get a bucket of chicken and hang out and watch some football. But it ended up being a Thanksgiving feast that I enjoyed, and again, it was one of those things where I was like, I don't want to do Thanksgiving. And then when it happened, I was happy that it happened. And then as far as my physical fitness and stuff like that, I made a commitment or a New Year's resolution, and I felt like it was easy enough. And I've been holding true to it the whole year to get my 10,000 steps a day. And I checked my stepper, and I'm at 10,174 average for the year. So
Let's go. Let's go. I love this. Aaron, I'm glad that you made the Thanksgiving dinner happen and that you're able to spend some time with your daughter. I absolutely love this. I was thinking about yesterday. I got this record delivered, which for me, guys, this was like the anthem of my youth, 94, 95, 96, 97, like this record, 40 Ounce of Freedom. So I thought about you when I got it. But reflecting on like having the kids at home, there'll be a time where maybe you don't have them. And this was the first year that Larissa has a boyfriend. Now, Larissa's almost 20 years old, never had a boyfriend. I remember telling Vernon about this guy, and Vernon said, "Can that fool fight?" I was like, Larissa's got a boyfriend. He's like, "Well, can that fool fight?" I'm like, "He better be able to fight and stand up for my daughter." But it was really cool because he's a sweet dude, and I pressed him a little bit, but not too hard because he's a super sweet dude. But he came over for Thanksgiving dinner, which was really cool. And then his mom made like two big old things of salsa and cookies for the family. So I'm like, all right, bro, you keep on stacking your chips with us. I appreciate it. Well, he came over yesterday. He was here, and my wife made us some food. And he sits down, and Larissa hadn't eaten, and my wife was still making her food. And he sat there and waited and waited and waited and didn't touch his food until she sat down, my daughter, which I'm like, good shit. And then I told Kyle, I was like, take the trash out after dinner. And he's like, no, I got it, Elias. I got it. He calls me big dog now. And he's like, I got a big dog. I was like, all right, you're winning, bro. You're stacking up the chips in my house, man. And so super respectful. And so it was just cool having them at Thanksgiving, but it made me think like, man, there might be a time where I don't have them in the house, but it was really cool. We're going to go to Jessica, and then Evangeline, Cynthia, and Lisa. We're going to come back to you in a couple seconds. Jessica, I think I know what your contribution is, but it might be different. So let's hear from you.
Yeah, no, it's what you know. So on Saturday, I got assigned a seller lead, and I reached out to him, asked him if I could stop by the next day to view his home, and he said yeah. So I took Donna Chan with me, and we we went into the home, and just like Ophelia, like me and the wife had a moment where she was asking me, she has a little girl. I told her I had a 14-year-old. She's like, wow, you're so young. I was like, I had her at a young age. I was a teen mom. And then she was like, wow, like you're my hero. Like I respect you, this, and that. A lot of single moms don't get a lot of recognition. And so we had a moment. And then after the appointment, they were like, we love you guys. They had already interviewed another agent. And the wife had a friend who's a realtor as well, but they're also going through a separation. And so I think the wife, like she honestly, I think she had like PPD, postpartum depression. Like she had brought it up, so we were like talking. And I think just being human and connecting on an emotional level is what got us the listing. So I'm really excited. I think we're gonna list at 1.699. So this would be one of my biggest deals of my career.
Let's go. Let's go. I absolutely love this. And Christina Pineda, I saw your chat, or saw your message in the chat, and I'll get to you in a couple minutes. But here's the thing, and you heard it earlier, and you're going to hear it again in this entire conversation. If you're going to win in 2025, obviously we want you to work on your tempo. You're first. But in order to truly win in the society that we're in the times that we're in, you have to look at how can I raise my level of emotional intelligence, right? You guys can have all the stats, all the figures, all the data, but if you are lacking at first off being able to understand your own emotions and you are a fucking wreck and you're a roller coaster and everything that happens around you happens to you and oh my God, and you're like this and you cannot temper your own emotions, that's going to be very hard for you to be super successful. And then you think about emotional acuity and emotional intelligence when it comes to your interaction with consumers, they feel that at a very, very high level. Also, the relationships that you have interpersonally, they feel that. And so there's tons of books out there. There's tons of things that you guys can do. But I promise you, if you focus heavily on the emotional intelligence and how you respond and how you react and how you embrace other people's emotions, I promise you, it will set you free in this business and you'll see your business skyrocket. And we've heard a couple cases that right now on the call. So really, really good stuff. Love it. Can't wait for it to go live and to see all the success from that. I'm going to come back to Evangeline, Cynthia, Lisa. So don't go too far. I'll make sure to hit you guys. And then I'll go to Christina Pineda. But I brought something up because I thought about this over the weekend. And I just want to say, first off, thank you guys for your contributions. But I saw this and I put it into my slide deck today because I think that it's really, really important. So I'm going to go to Vernon. Vernon, if you can take yourself off of mute really quick, I'm going to go to you. Let's get a quick mic check from you really quick.
Testing, 1, 2.
All right, loud and clear. So I'm going to go to this and I want you to kind of just read through this first one. And then I want you to go here, read this out loud, and we'll kind of unpack each of these. There's only 4 or 5 slides. So go ahead, Vernon.
Well, you know how to kick them off.
Yeah.
Imagine this. A year from now, you're in the exact same place with the same frustrations and the same goals unachieved because you didn't push yourself when it mattered most.
I just want stay there for a second, you guys. Stay there for a second. I saw this and it really, really resonated with me. So Vernon, let's go to the next one.
Imagine this. You see others who started alongside you, maybe with less talent, maybe with more struggles, surpassing you, living the life that you wanted, achieving the things that you dreamed of simply because they did what you chose not to.
I mean, you guys, I'm going to just pause and I want this to land for you because it's really important. Ophelia, I'm going to take yourself off your mute really quick. Vernon, don't go too far. I'm going to come back to you. Ophelia, read this next one out loud for us, please.
They embraced the discomfort and pushed through. Every moment you skipped extra work, you were giving someone else the edge over you.
And then lastly.
That pain of regret will always be heavier than the effort you put in today. That is true.
So I want to pause there for a second because I think that this is the perfect timing, fuck a resolution. I'm about a lifestyle. That's what I'm about. I'm about standards and I'm about a lifestyle. That's it. I don't need a resolution. I don't need a new year. I don't need a turn of a calendar. I'm about a lifestyle and I'm about standards. When you see this, Vernon, what lands for you and what did you take from what you just read?
Oh man, I mean, I got punched all in the face from those 5 slides, but I'm only in competition with myself, right? And time is my most valuable form of currency. So what really slapped me in the face was, imagine being in the same place this time next year that I am right now. I refuse to be that person, period, the end, because that's a waste of our time. That's a waste of my time. If we're in the same space this time next year, December 2025, that we're in right now, what the fuck are we doing in this screen? I mean, it's just that I'm keeping it real, right? So 2025 is really that year. I've labeled it the takeover. It's the takeover in 2025 in every aspect of my realm of existence. So just to imagine that, oh, hell no, my body started to cringe. I just refuse to be in that space. It's a good visual. But I see that as fuel, like, oh, hell no, that's not going to be my reality. So we're going to quickly erase that imagination, that image in my mind, because that's where I refuse to be. So that was powerful. You always come with them. Yeah, that one right there, go back. That one too, but right there. with the same frustrations and the same goals unachieved. We just had business planning. If you have some of the same damn goals in 2025's business planning that you have in this year's business planning, you've been wasting your time. And I refuse to be that because because you didn't push yourself when it mattered the most. And when is that? When does it matter the most? Right now.
Man, I really appreciate your sentiment on this, Vernon, because at the end of the day, you know, when you are getting sick to the stomach, like you're feeling nauseous and your mouth gets all watery, and then you know that you're about to throw up. Like you guys have all experienced that before, right? That's how I feel about inaction. It literally makes me want to vomit. It makes me want to vomit. And when I'm hard on you guys, when I see you guys, when I push you guys, it's because I know what's on the other end of it. Why? Because I've experienced it. I've experienced it myself. I don't have all the answers, and I'm telling you a theory. I don't operate in theory. I know what's market tested and what's worked, right? It's very simple. It's discipline and consistency. I know what has worked. And so it like makes me sick to my stomach because I know each and every one of you have a dream, have a goal, have a life that you aspire to live. Then fucking go and get it. Like go and get it. Ophelia, when you read those things, what landed for you? Elfie,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to it.
It's the same thing. It's the same, like, how could I? It's no, 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 no. You see, this is what happened. And I heard this from Marlon Wayans. He's 51 years old. He goes, if God gives him the grace to live another 20 years, 25 years, he'll be 70 or 76. That means he's already lived more than what he's going to live. Therefore, there's no time to waste. You can lose weight, you can lose money, gain weight, gain money, but only thing you cannot gain back is time. So you gotta be so intentional. And I'm preaching to myself. There are times I don't want to move because of just the pressures of life. But I think to myself, I cannot continue this life for the next year, 2, 5. You gotta change, you gotta grow. I mean, that's the point of growing. If not, we'd all be little toddlers running around. The mission in life is to grow, and you're going to die. And some people don't have that perception. They think you have time. You don't. My sister passed away at 47. I will be 45. Every time I think of my sister, I'm like, I'm getting closer to that. I got to do something. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be here. I don't know if I'm going to be, longer. I want to, hence the, eating well and the dieting, but time, yo.
Let's go. Let's go. I really appreciate you guys. And my hope is that it lands. You guys, this is the time of year where we're unpacking, we're reflecting, but we're really getting ready for the year ahead. Like we are ready. Like I don't want you guys to wait until December 2nd and start putting some bullshit out on social media like, oh, new year, new me. Like what? Like start to make some decisions that when you look back at the year, December 31st, 2025, and you look back and like, I'm so proud of everything I was able to accomplish this year. I'm so proud of all my accomplishments, who I became, who I impacted, that I stayed true to my word no matter what. I fought through adversity. I fought through trepidation and doubt and tribulations. Like I fought through all of that. And look at who I've become. Or are you going to sit on, oh my God, I missed so many opportunities. I made excuses. I didn't do this. I didn't show up. Now I'm going to go find a job. Like, you guys, that choice is yours. Like I am ready, I am focused, and I'm excited about the year ahead. Excited. And that's what I want for you guys. So that's why I put this on here. Vernon, I see you're even more pumped up.
I'm just keep going, man. This is good shit, bro. I love Needle Mondays. Let's go.
I have no more, but I do. I have Christina here, and I'm not forgetting about Evangeline, Cynthia, and Lisa. But I want to hear from you. Christina, I also sent you a video that I saw that Ophelia did that I want you and your mom to recreate. If you could, please do that with the Patrick Swayze. But I'd love to hear from you. Vernon, I'm going to have you take over for 1 second. Christina, I'd love to hear from you. And it's really good to see you. Happy holidays to you and your family. And
Happy holidays. Happy all that.
you have a grandbaby on the way?
Yes, yes.
I'm so excited for you. I'll be right back.
Okay, so first of all, I just want to, I'm always about the ladies, but I know there's some amazing men on this panel too, but big shout out to all the single ladies who are holding it down with your kids and working this career. It's not easy. It's not. And I mean, as much as we all try to make it look so simple, I love to hear that Ophelia, I love to hear that Jessica, they went in with the just being human, because I'll be honest with you guys, I get a lot of listings, but I don't use my presentation. Don't tell Elias, but I don't. I never do. I walk into that confidently telling myself, I'm interviewing you just as much as you're interviewing me. So therefore, I want to get to know you too. Let's walk your property and let's just talk. Because at the end of the day, if your ideas and my ideas collide, we're not going to make a good partnership. And I don't want the transaction, to be honest with you. So I think when they know that up front, like I'm human and I'm getting to know you too, and maybe we'll be a good match made in heaven. But if we don't, best luck to you. They feel like, oh my God, like they don't need me and I don't need you. So I love that you guys really connect with the people versus your presentation. It's amazing to go in confidently, knowing you know those scripts and knowing you have the presentation in your back pocket, but that's not going to win you guys the listings. It's not going to win you the buyers. It's just being normal. So big applaud to you guys on that. My win for the week was I went to Lauren's business planning, and they had a Tom Ferry coach online. And one of the things that I'm horrible about, and I'm here being accountable, okay? I'm horrible about follow-up. So one of the tasks was to reach out, and again, Elias preaches this too all the time, using video. But I really used a one-liner that was given in that presentation, and it was just letting your clients know before Thanksgiving that they put the food on your table and how grateful you were. So it connects, right? You're just not there to sell their house. You're just not there to make friends and bring them pie. But at the end of the day, like, this is my business and I'm truly grateful because of you. I was able to put food on my table for my family. And thank you. I sent out 75 texts to past clients, and I had so many conversations from there that I should have been having all along, but it turned into about 5 more listings. So it's that easy. And I felt a little outside of my comfort zone, telling them like, thank you for putting food on my table. But in reality, it is true. So it's like, what's the worst case that can happen, right? They should have paid me more. I don't know. But other than that, I just wanted to, jump on and tell you guys that, it's really nice to see everybody. I see everybody doing their thing. And, when I was with Team Fast, I learned so much, and that's why I'm still here, because they're my people forever. And if any of you guys ever need help with anything, I'm always here. So please feel free to reach out to me on this or DM, whatever. I'm happy to help.
Man, I appreciate you, and thank you for being here, and I appreciate you being here for just accountability purposes. But it's crazy how things correlate and how the universe works, because the very next slide, it's ironic. But before we go any further, what I want you guys to do really quick is I want you guys just to take a picture of each of these. What I've seen work very, very, very well over the last couple of weeks is just a couple examples. Case in point, I've seen Vernon do it, I've seen Blessing do it, and I've seen Jessica Segura Hernandez. You guys will take something from here, you'll put it as a green screen, or you'll do a voiceover and you'll talk about what that meant for you, because I took this from somebody else. Now I'm repurposing it here. My hope is that you guys take the messaging and continue this on and continue this on. So what I ask of you guys is to grab a picture of each of these slides. So I'll go ahead and just put that one up. Put this one up so you guys take a picture of this. Next one. Next one. But I also want you guys to resonate with that. And I want you to sit with that. And I want you guys to really, really, have some meaningful intellectual conversations with yourself that really, really are going to push you. At the end of the day, you don't need me. I love you. I'm here for support, and I'll always be in your corner, but you don't need external motivation to achieve the life that you truly, truly want. You don't need it. I'm going to be here to support you, of course, but you don't need me. Everything you need is within. And then last but not least, before we go on to the next segment of this, don't let the future you be haunted by the question is, the question, what if I had pushed harder? What if I had pushed harder? Don't allow yourself to live in that style of regret or that type of regret. Don't be haunted by what if I had pushed harder? Because we all have an extra degree. We all have that 212. Every single one of us do. So before we go to the board, I wanted to bring this up because it correlates directly with what Christina just said. And so here's my thoughts. What I want to do is I want to make sure that we are mastering our databases over the course of the next, let's say 28 days or this entire month. So what I want you to do is I want you to write the alphabet out, but I want you to do it in groups of 2. So that should be 12 groups. So A, B, C, D, E, F. You guys get the point here. There's 26 letters in the alphabet. So what I want you to do is I want you to put it in groups of 2. So for example, today, A and B. Cool. Let's call this 13 days of Christmas, right? 12 days of Christmas because we're on the 2nd, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. So, or 12 days of December, 12 days of Christmas. I don't care how you label it. What I want you to do is I want you to go in your database and anybody that has the last name that starts with an A or a B, or do first names, whatever's easier for you. What I want you to do is I want you to dive into your databases and I just want you to see where those people are at. When was the last time they looked at homes? When was the last communication? When was the last time you guys had any type of correspondence at all? And I want you to clean that up, right? Do what Christina just said. Wishing you a happy holiday season. Hey, I'm setting up tours for the weekend. I noticed that you were just looking at homes. Let's go check out these. Let's get before the holiday, whatever that looks like. I want you to go through every single person that is in your A, B category. And I want you to do that today. Right. And what I want you to do is I want you to start loading up your task and follow-up boss. Oh, Tom told me to call him back at, January 5th. So that task is already set in follow-up boss. Oh, I got an appointment to call him on this day. We're going to have a phone conversation. We have a buyer's consultation. What I want you to do is my hope that it's going to create more engagement, as you just heard from Christina. And what you're doing is you're loading up your task, right, for the rest of the month, as well as into the new year. So when you turn the calendar and you open up your follow-up boss, every single day, there's some type of task that's going to get you into communication with your consumers. And I want you to do that all the way until you get to YZ, right? And the purpose behind this is that if you guys start to clean up your database now, and listen, I dive into your databases. And if you guys wanted to, I could bring up an example of every single person's database right now. And I promise you, you'll find some gaps. Now, some of you run perfection on your follow-up boss, but let's be real, some of us do not. There's clients right now that are looking at homes in the past 24 hours, and we haven't communicated with them in the last 7 days. I promise you right now, there is somebody that has looked at a house in the last 2 hours on your follow-up Boston Real Estate. I promise you. And if you look at who that is, you have to ask yourself, when was the last time I talked to this person? If it's longer than the amount of time that they have looked at a house, maybe you touch base with them last Thursday, last Wednesday, you got to get in front of that person. So the goal of this month is to run the cleanest database. You're going to cleanse your database. You're going to update every single person. You're going to put tasks in. You're going to set appointments, and you're going to go through every single lead that you have in your database from now until the end of the month. Let me pause there. I'm going to see if you guys have any questions. You guys have any questions, any thoughts, any contributions before we go any further?
When you say set this up, are you, the action item, is it any form of communication? Or are you saying video?
No, I'm saying any form of communication. So
Okay.
let's see, who has a pretty robust database? I'm gonna bring up somebody who wants to volunteer their database for me to pull it up in FUB right now. Anybody? All right, cool. Thanks. I'm just gonna pull somebody up right now. I'm not gonna share the screen really quick, but I'm gonna just take a quick look at this person. Let's go. All right, cool. I'm going to pull up Follow Boss right now, and I'm just going to give you a quick example. Let me go here. It's not letting me log in. It's not letting me log in. Hold on one second. All right, if it's not going to let me log in, I'm not even going to stay here because I don't want to be held up. Let's go here, clients. There we go. All right, cool. All right, I am officially in. So what I want to do is I just want to give you a quick example of what something like this would look like. So if I was to go here and I would look at this last activity in my follow-up boss and I go to new. Now, let's say I filter this and I went through all the A's, the B's, so on and so forth. But let's just look at this person. All right, this person, attempted contact came in at 9:14, or excuse me, there was a action plan that was deployed at 9:14. So there was no personal reach out. This is assigned to Mel. But 2 days ago, they just viewed this property, right? And so a way to look at it is like, hey, even if I'm in attempted contact status with this person, I can still follow up with this person in a very personal way. Hey, who is this person? Sorry, let me go. Hey, Albino. I don't even know if that's a real name, but anyways, hey, Albino. I noticed that you just looked at this property to get 2 days in Vallejo. I'm setting up my tours for today and tomorrow. Would love to show you this property. What time works best for you? So you have to go in there. And if you have a database of people, you either have a relationship with them, you've attempted contact with them, you've met with them, you've showed them homes, or you've gotten into contract. I don't care what bucket they fall in. The idea is to clean up every single lead that you have in your database and make sure that you guys go in here and there's not a lead unturned. And let me just go view all pawns. I'm going to go here for the sake of the company. There's 25,000 leads in our database. And if I go to new, I'm seeing like, all right, who is this person? This person is still in a nurture lead status, but 12 minutes ago, this person was on 12 minutes ago. And then here comes Princess following up with this person to say, hey, I saw that you just viewed this property in New York. We have a network of agents all across the United States of America. I want to make sure to connect you with somebody. You know, what's prompting you to move to New York, or do you have a house that you need to sell here locally? Whatever that conversation is. Same thing with here, 41 minutes ago. 41 minutes ago, this person was on. And so the idea is that if you go through every single lead that you have, my hope is that you're going to find an opportunity to reach out and do something on a very personal level, like Christina said, or you're going to see a behavior that needs to be responded to right away, and you don't miss that opportunity. Because if Princess, if you're a consumer and 42 minutes ago you looked at a home and at 52 minutes I called you, what does that say about my responsiveness? It says that I'm a person that is aware of what's going on. It's a hot market. Houses move quickly. I want to make sure to communicate with you. So you have two opportunities here when you bucket these out for the next 13 days. Is what you'll have is that you'll have an opportunity to connect on a very, very personal level, but you'll also find patterns in their searching that is going to tell you how to respond to that consumer. You guys, there's a huge, huge opportunity for all of us to go into 2025 with a spotless database. And then what you're doing is as soon as you're setting something up with this person, you're going to here on the right-hand side and you're adding some tasks here on the right-hand side. Call this person on this day. I set an appointment on this day. So you are starting to stack all of these habits, all of these follow-ups, all of these text messages, all of these calls, whatever it is. But you need to go into 2025 already having tons of stuff on your calendar because you did the work in December. So what I want everyone to do is I want you to do a cleanse this month of your database. I want you to clean up everything. There should be no lead that hasn't had some type of communication from you in the next 13 days. I saw some hands go up really quick. Lisa, what was your contribution? And I didn't forget about your win. So Lisa, did you have a question about this? Thought, contribution?
Oh, it was about the wins.
Well, hold on. Don't go to the wins yet because I want to stay on this and I'll come back to you. I haven't forgot about you. I thought you had a new
for the contribution for the database.
Correct.
Yes, absolutely. I have been really diving into Real Scout and Follow Up Boss. And last week sent out sweetie, sent out the home valuation, like if you want a valuation. I got probably over 100 opens and probably 5 people reached out saying, yes, please send me my current home valuation. So.
All right, so it works. Clearly, think about if Christina didn't do this database deep dive, 70 people, 75 people, she has 5 new opportunities. Can that translate to, 60,000, 80,000, 100,000 GCI? Like, just think about the opportunities. I'm being human. I'm reaching out, saying hello, or I'm responding to behavior. But the idea is If you have a picture perfect database, congratulations, you're an anomaly. But if you're like the masses, when you look into your database, oh my God, I didn't even know that that person was looking. I do these coaching sessions all the time. What do? Pull up your calendar, pull up your follow-up boss, and pull up your social media. And I'm going to tell you exactly how your business is based on those three things. Okay. I'm not a fucking scientist. I'm working on what I see. And that is the fucking pattern every single time. You want to coach with me? I'm going to pull up your follow-up boss. I'm going to pull up your social media, and I'm going to pull up your calendar. And all of those answers will be in those three things. I promise you. I promise you. All right, guys, let's start to wrap session. Cynthia, I'm going to have you go rapid fire with your win. I didn't forget about you. Then Evangeline, you'll be the last one. And then we're going to wrap this session up.
Okay, so I wanted to share this incredible story. I was doing a showing a couple days before Thanksgiving, and it was in East Oakland, right down the hill from the Oakland Hills, which is where my godmother lives. So I hadn't seen her in years, and something just told me, just go stop by and surprise her and say hello. I surprised her. I parked my car at the bottom of the hill because I didn't want her to know it was, I was coming. I walk up, there's a car parked in the driveway. She's standing in the doorway between the door and the gate. And so I didn't want to startle her. So I just kind of walked up on her and I said, some really sweet things. She turned around, looked back, and we embraced. The tears are flowing in the whole bit. So at that very moment, she was on her way to handle business because earlier that day, she was robbed. So this frail little 81-year-old woman got her window bashed in and her purse stolen. So, needless to say, she was frantic. Jesus. Being there for her in that moment it was a reminder to me that we cannot let these relationships go. We just can't do it, right? So we bonded. I spent Thanksgiving with them because, my family moved away. So I was able to spend Thanksgiving with her and the rest of the family. And but this is incredible. She's the first person that planted the seed for me to even think about real estate. This was when I was a kid back in the day. And so today, she has relinquished her entire contact list to me. She wants me to have everybody she ever had as a client. Wow. And so that's the win. I mean, it's a win all the way around, but the relationship is the biggest piece of it. I certainly didn't see the contact list coming as a result of it, but there it is.
You guys, and I'm so glad that you were there for her. You don't know when somebody needs you. You just don't know, right? And so, being this time of year, where we should probably be trying harder to build on relationships or to re-spark a relationship, whatever it is. You never know when people need you. Yeah. Right? You never know when they need to hear your voice or just needed a friend in time of need. And the timing of it was perfect. And so learn from that and say, you know what, this is just an opportunity for me to just go and connect with people. And if an opportunity comes from it as a byproduct, cool. At the end of the day, I'm just going to reach out and be human. So really good stuff, Cynthia. I'm glad that you shared that, and hopefully she is okay and gets her belongings and nothing of too much value is taken from her. Evangeline, I'm going to have you close this out. 30 seconds or less, share your win, and let's go to you. Thank you, Cynthia.
Yeah, so I picked up my neighbor as a buyer, which is awesome. And then on the notion of following up, I hosted a rental earlier this year. And obviously all of those leads, they're looking for homes and hadn't reached out to this guy since March. He remembered me. I just said, screw it, let me call him. Remembered me, and he's getting pre-approved with Ashley.
Okay, I love this. You guys, listen, I want your commitment on this. I don't need it to be me. I want this to be your commitment to say, you know what? There's probably some opportunities in my database. That's what I'm going to do. If you're going to go out there and do the work of getting the leads, putting them in your database, but then going months and not having a database that is clean, then you did all that work to harvest these leads into as a vessel to put them in your platform, and you don't have no way of organizing it, and you're having people that are shopping, looking at homes, and you're not saying, hi, how can I help you? You're missing opportunities. Go into your database, clean that shit up. Start today, A and B, tomorrow, C and D, and you guys know that routine, and do that until the end of this month. And I promise you, something positive will come from that. And if anything, you're organized and you have tasks that are going to put you into motion and activity as you go into the new. So you guys, I want to say thank you for all of your contributions, all of your hard work. I really, really appreciate you guys coming out and just sharing and really delivering, because these sessions are nothing without you guys. And so I appreciate you on a very, very high level. And so you guys, let's continue to keep focus. Know exactly what's going to move your needle this week. And the theme for this entire week of moving my needle is making sure that I have a clean database. When you have a clean database, then you have this system that is really, really supporting those relationships that you fought so hard to build. That time, that weekend when you missed your kid's game because you went to an open house and you got 20 leads and you haven't fucking followed up with any of those leads, right? Think about those things. I missed my son's practice to go and host an open house to get these leads. I better follow up with them and make sure my database is clean. So you guys have an amazing, amazing day. And as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and get out there and crush your work. Peace.
Peace.